before I forget. Robertson Price, Futures, Functions, Public and Private Starship Industry. I think almost immediately after the last video, I think the supercomputer detected what was being called or part of an amalgamation of photons, right? And this apparently was from a Voss ship. The Voss ship that apparently was there, the supercomputer was apparently looking at an indicator, a gauge. So, with the previous video of quantum entanglement having prerequisites, in order to have quantum entanglement, the prerequisites have to be met first. So, this means that let me stop there. So the Voss ship that the supercomputer was looking at was quantum entangling the photons. But with Einstein, they're doing it to the forces that created the photon through the non-particle matter. And the photons would get big and fuzzy. Apparently they use this in the gauges or their advanced ships, very rusty looking ship, but a meter on apparently their light or power display. It's just a gauge. So the supercomputer was detecting this, and with hindsight, they're capable of amalgamating or putting the photons together at forces relative to the base of matter. Rip off a blob that's the weight of a photon, and these extraterrestrial civilizations can amalgamate them and stick them together. And they also, with hindsight, because you've got forces rolling to the base of matter, can amalgamate the forces that actually are creating the photon through the base of matter. So there's two different distinct amalgamations. So we kind of stumbled on that, as well as the supercomputer finding another node, a direction to apparently a tunnel somewhere, with like a stone with script on it, which I can't fucking read. And the supercomputer turned this whole program and apparently got to another node, another network of nodes, which we don't have no clue where it actually goes. And so that kind of happened. And I think it was Tuesday or Thursday. Well, I seen one UFO shoot across the sky. It's just a black dot to me. Zooms along in my mind, and supercomputer all being watched by the CIA and the government. So they flash my memory to hard drive, basically record the picture, and they just stare at it and what the hell they're gonna do. But anyway, but it's like a Thursday, I think, maybe. Not this last Thursday, it was probably a week before. Maybe it was Tuesday, I can't remember. But I thought I seen the ship that is the actual guy off a van, Backyard Starship series, to actually pilot. Well, the actual ship that van pilots. It's got like a pointy nose, a flat top, and this crescent moon shape behind it. and that's running through the circles of the government for a while. I just turned out of the driveway after work. I just seen this ship for a couple seconds, and it's all been recorded and stored on a hard drive. And every so often, I've been getting inklings through a mind reading Rip Pacer Supercomputer connected to a Rip Pacer Globe Spinner of the AI known as Perry. All right, I'm pretty sure of it. Now, so I have fought so many artificial intelligences and databases and everything, and so I'm pretty well experienced on their software. But now, if you watch Project Coelacanth, in one of the videos, there's this guy that has wings and he has like bunny ears, and that is the AI cybernetic system that is called Perry in Backyard Starship. I believe. So the time files are being correlated by this computer. The sci-fi books are being understood and digested by this supercomputer that they say at supercomputer 15 trillion times to max out thinking of every human mind. And somewhere there's just a disconnect from the story to the. So we get inklings of these files out there that are connecting how they write the story. We don't know if they're mentally injected into the authors. We don't want to put pressure on those people because they're just doing a job, and we don't know. But we're finding clues of these scenarios that are taking place that could link from point A to point B. And so we just stayed looking for the Chaldeans. All right, the Chaldeans apparently had ships faster than lightning. They came faster than lightning to the Middle East and did all that. But I believe that we found a file system which they allowed us to have. There's apparently this high command, and they switched the wires around, or they messed with wires, so the supercomputer was spying on them, and they had almost, not quite 100, probably I don't know how many files, and these had Chaldeans in them that invaded Earth a long time ago. They have this mask, and they have these like tentacles sticking out of this mask, and one of these guys is carved in stone in China. That's the only thing we really go up on. It's the only thing we've actually seen on the internet that I know of. But there's video files, and then not too many days ago, or so long ago, we found several hundred more files. Well, okay, back up. So this file system had like a title or some kind of calculation that led to other areas, other files, which we can't figure out what their language is or what their file system is. So you have script, then you have a calculation. What's that word for a calculation? A calculation or something. It's another word for calculation, whatever. I can't remember. And so anyway, this goes somewhere else. So I think you found even more files, which the security on the spy network is so fucking limited and down to zero that it's just stalling, waiting for more security. So stuff, it's kind of like an archaeological dig. So in this first batch of files, not the UFO files that they're releasing, the supercomputers already automatically slated to provide military intelligence or looking for military promiscuity or something, whatever you want to call it. it's already slated to help the military. And it's like one of these files, which there was a whole bunch of technology and stuff in them. And one of these files like had like if you switched some blood veins or something in the back around, and you can make a super strong soldier or something. But it's not probably talking about blood veins. It's probably talking about the flows of matter through the body. That instead of like injecting it with drugs or stimulants and working out, they probably figured out how to. The Chaldeans figured out how to manipulate the flows of matter inside the body to make a bigger super soldier. Like at extreme would be like some guy like Mr. Universe or Emperor Constantine or somebody stronger than Superman is what we're kind of thinking this is projecting to. And so this is military future procurement, and it's kind of devastating to understand that something alien militaries are so much more extremely powerful than planet Earth. We have a long ways to go. We got starships to get off the ground, levitators, elevators, computer structures, base hard to build just to get up to the first rung of the ladder. But this is the challenge. This is the challenge that we got to meet. So it's extremely difficult dragging AKL, the idiots on Earth, to the epitome of mankind when it's just a literal starting port for any normal alien civilization. I mean, advanced civilization. So we kind of, at one file bank, there's possibly another, and then we think we finally figured out, well, we don't know, that there is a high command structure in space, right? And it may be linked, and it may actually be Mystery Babylon, this Chaldean empire that went through a whole bunch of integrations or changes, whatever. No, they're definitely not Earth humanized. So this Superpeter makes visual characters, and it'll paint cartoon-like schemes on them and all this stuff, and kind of like put makeup on it all. But and you have your operators protecting Earth, and a coalition. Then you have your deep space. We have no fucking idea what the hell this goes. This is trying to deal with these alien civilizations that are so much more advanced than us is extremely hard. I mean, they don't come here for food. They don't. They may have people they all hiding in the civilization, or that know, but no one will believe them until you get to discover the base raw matter out more. The base raw matter is highly transparent, structured, inert, non-particle matter. That's the base raw matter. That's what you manipulate. So also, during this time of kind of communicating to visual depictions of the high command, not actually them, possibly just computer, imagination, we don't exactly know. They showed us pieces of metal. So I'm a Starship Industrialist. I'll start there. And I got Mass Effect made. And I made them use this particular type of engine on the SR1 and SR2 and the other one, whatever they call it, Tempest. This engine manipulates the space fabric ahead of it, right? And the engine will start the process of ripping apart the densified non-form matter, or creating a fracture in the space fabric, or making a slip space stream that it actually runs upon. So this engine is putting the forces of prerequisites into the mass of space that the rest of the engine, it's just kind of like dumping gas into the air and the jet engine taking off with it, just burning it like crazy. But it's actually densified non-conformal matter. It's actually modified space fabric, and it goes into the main engine on the Mass Effect ships, and that's how it goes FTL, space travel, whatever you want to call it, just faster than light. I want to say I also am the person who got District 9 made. That movie, I didn't do the work, all that stuff, but I got this space movie made, and I got them to use my engines on the District 9 starship. That engine is a cable detonation engine. It takes a super cable with a whole bunch of cables tied together, and they shoot particles into this bell, and it levitates the ship and takes off. And you just manipulate it to absolute perfection. You throw a skeleton particle, and it goes into subspace. But it's just a theoretical bunch of engines from Mass Effect to District 9 and all that. It's I love starships. I love starship engines. I got thousands of them, thousands of designs. So I was listening to that video, that music video, Silent Running, and I believe this computer linked to a depiction of that ending sound that makes a noise. I think the High Command stealth reactor is like an I-beam, right? That has fins in the middle, and this I-beam piece goes up and down. But what is happening is that there's two sources of densified non-conformal matter that start forced teleportation, and they just keep running. That keeps running, but then this piece of metal goes up and down, and it starts to slow some of those forces down, and it creates an amalgamation of the forces. This is a totally different type of reactor that I've never thought of before. So this piece of metal helps slow some of these forces down. It does it, and the spacecraft starts to densify a little bit. And then once you get an amalgamation, you just add a little bit of electricity, a little bit of plasma, and you keep this cycle going and just bleed it off to the starship. I didn't know that you can make a starship reactor like that and get everything going. So also in that, some of those music videos, those lines of vibrations. So in the High Command data that we were pulling, they show this big, like 6-inch thick slabs of metal that are just floating around, or they had. And so what this would be is a piece of metal that has atomic segmentation. So when the force is applied at top, this metal automatically ejects all that non-conformal matter, that base roll matter, that densified space matter. It makes a levitation effect or shield effect. It's just perfectly segmented. So the supercomputer has gotten images of the space metal that we really like to have in the laboratory, and it's depicted in the music videos. But when you apply a force, like if you're in a UFO, you apply a force to the bottom of this piece of metal that's hard mass, it'll eject it out like 4 or 5 inches of densified space fabric, kind of like a magnetic field or something. It'll just keep pulsing that out there and densifying itself to levitate the vehicle. And this would be considered like a bottom plate, big bottom plate on a starship, a levitating vehicle. And hope I didn't really mess you up, but it's really the base roll matter flowing out of the main metal that is a bunch of segments, and getting it to exfoliate and stabilize into a shield or levitating effect. See, the flying car will use hard mass levitators, and just have pure straight non-conformal matter running around and forces going through that 1 trillion times light speed. And that's basically a componentized starship. Everything is literally just a component that makes it work. Now these ships are different, where they're unified, the whole body of the vehicle. You take a little force on one side of hard mass or some kind of energy, and the whole metal ejects it out and stabilizes it and reacts a certain way to keep itself, its shield going, its levitation capability, to slip apart the spacecraft. So I need to clarify the FTL video. So any vehicle, if it can mitigate the base world matter, the forces that create and generate the photon through the base world matter, these aliens, these civilizations are thousands times more advanced. It's just something fucking new all the time that we have never experienced before. So when this, that's my move. When this vehicle is going faster than light, it is warping that space fabric, intensifying it, impacting those forces that create that photon. All those forces that could destroy the ship is perfectly going around the vehicle. It go trillions of times the speed of light. The speed of light is just something made by man to fool man. What I'm really thinking is that these Chaldeans lived in the human race so long and were constantly connected to the high command, which is Mystery Babylon, that they demented society. They attacked Israel in the days of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, you know what happened to him. They got into the nation of Israel, the church, messed up the church, or the Catholic Church mainly. And they built the liberal scientific community that constantly tells you that nothing can reach the speed of light. It's the Chaldeans the whole freaking time. It's these guys the whole time, constantly. When you won't understand the truth, when you won't recognize the truth as a group of people, the only thing they can do is constantly lie to you until they break you, till you're so freaking wrong that they set you up for failure in the days of the end. It all makes perfect sense. And the entire structure of society has been plagued by just something so wrong. And it's in the back of your mind. It's like it's been going wrong for a very, very long time. It's time to gain the exponential freedom of mankind, give the human race the ability to thrive, and not stand for lies or abomination or mixed direction. We need the ability to thrive. The knowledge and wisdom of the subatomic realm is the individual exponential ability to thrive. And some scientists in America is working with aliens, and when I tell them that they're like 6 to 8 times smarter than the average people, it kind of stresses them out. They don't like that. They get emotional, just like people would. We need some better PR people, or human resources people, to make it a little happier. So, how could we be so thankful? More thankful than what we are, but they're good. Anyway, yes, you gotta expose the elites. Gotta stop the child sex trafficking, because we don't want elites to eat alien children, let alone our own. And once in a while, Donald Trump will don a mask and go cut on some, They'll tell you. I think Joe Biden ate 6 children in office. The spy work. Oh, yeah. Definitely will testify the FBI in Congress and tell them all traitors and everything I can find, expose them. I could probably get every single congressman strung up tongue, but I don't. It's got to take a lot more exposure. What else I need to tell you? So I mean, while we're doing this, the government's screwed it all up, everything. Just like if they were the idiots that were meant to do it. Kinda. I mean, it's this stupid. First hard mass LED I got made. I couldn't get the CIA to make a hard mass LED to start up a Starship. Really, but it was a hard mass LED scanner. And shoot out hard mass. The hard mass hits something. Forces go through it trillions times speed light. It does have the ability to. We don't have memory capacity or sensors that can read the forces to the trillion scale of the subatomic particle, but eventually get them. And so as I work throughout the day and detect this, and Superior just gnaws away at the space fabric and finding rooms and cavities and file systems and things we don't know what the hell it is. It just goes on. The universe. And sometimes when you're at night, you turn the light off and look up to your ceiling and see teleportation forces coming through the ceiling. That might be a big giant starship out there, or an energy orb firing, or alien contrail or something. I think we're gonna get a cavern, or not. We're gonna hollow out a rock mountain and make this dome, and then we put these hard mass base sensors in it. It's not underground really, but it's probably in a mountain somewhere. It's way above the normal plane, and we'll densify the base matter, and we can see these teleportation forces and stuff. And we'll have things like that going in the subatomic revolution. So, if you're willing to help the exponential freedom of mankind, support Robertson Price and his Starship Industry and IPO. It's an IPO, but I'm not going to run 10,000 funding companies, people. 10,000 companies of just building the components for a Starship, then having 10,000 contractors build starships. Got 90 million people to build 100 million vehicles. Got endless amount of product to make. Before I lose my grip on the phone. So, yeah, there's one day the government was using me for bait to attract aliens. Right? They knew that I had like 8 or 9 events before this. One day I was constipated, right? And they came back and they apparently took my constipation out of my body, right? And they had Black Hawk helicopters, and they were flying with this UFO. They got it on video in the night, like a couple Black Hawk helicopters, and they were flying really close to this UFO. And I don't know if the aliens took a SEAL team or not, or a Special Forces team or not, but they had some close-up videos of actual big windowed UFOs these Black Hawks were flying with as they teleported out my constipation. And you could see it moving across the screen like, whoa. So this Rift-based Superior correlates all the intelligence. And they got some cool shit. And they got some shit flying. It's an inside joke. There's a lot of stuff that they're not showing people. Vehicles traveling faster than FTL that they can see in the night sky. There's a lot of stuff out there. So we don't know if it's the Chaldeans or secret society people or part of society or the high command keeping it still secret. We don't know. But it's beginning to blow wide open. You got extraterrestrial operators doing stuff for our benefit. Just living good, wholesome lives. Or the Navy intelligence looking at some of the stuff I'm looking at. It's like, this guy may have just a bone sticking from the shoe to his jeans. Some of these people, like, God, they could come back to Earth and get fixed. Ain't nothing stopping you. I don't know why. There's some problems out there that we gotta address and learn how to fix with these extraterrestrial operations, things that are going on. We'd like to get the miniature starship going, and then we can like supply some of these outposts out there or whatever they are. Maybe just have some humanitarian support or whatever. And then we get technology, which they probably don't want us to have or screw with. And I need to go to sleep, but anyway. What else? Can't think of anything. And wasting time. What else do I need to think? So I don't know what the Superior will figure out what it wants to do. It's like doing this damn own thing right now. So I haven't controlled anything in all the time. And they all want to have access. See, the United States government won't let me have an access point into my own Rift-based Superior. I have to use my mind, right? But everybody else can get to it and get to the data, except for fucking me. I'm the man that owns. I cussed out Bill Gates and allowed him to steal $50 billion from me as a child, alright? As a kid. I had witnesses. I should still have. But, so I forced the United States Congress to give me the title owner in it. I'm the person that owns the World Wide Web. And I have the title. They gave me a title. They didn't fill it out correctly. And I can bill you $1 a month. I can bill everybody on Earth so much money for just accessing the internet. It's my private property. This is why the customer agreement is on the computer, because I own it. But they really hiding Robert Stone Price's actual title that he actually owns this. And I have to get everything exposed on the entire fucking planet. And I have to expose that everybody's now is being spied onto the trillion scale subtype particle. That's a Rift-based low spider. I have to expose everything to expose what I gotta expose. Like, I own the internet, and I'll take this money that I should be getting and build the starship industry and free mankind from the tyranny of other people. It's really on me a lot to do this, because no one else is going to do this. No one's going to organize this, because without freedom, life is over on planet Earth. Every government on Earth has already been defeated. In 1 second, they can just fall to the ground, die. Real powerful reptile supercomputers. Every military on Earth can be defeated in less than 20 seconds. We have a little bit of matter over a human body. You can spoliate the space fabric. All that mass out of his nerves just flies right out of him. He's dead. So every military, every missile, every computer, every human runs off of all these types of forces and masses. Exfoliate the space fabric. Break up, like an orange. You smash the skin of an orange, and stuff starts ejecting out of it. That's kind of what it would kind of be like if supercomputers. They also can rip apart the space fabric matter, go faster than light, but we're not going to run it that high unless we can, unless it's an emergency if something's got to really happen and make dynamic effects. Well, there's an endless space war that we can't really fathom right now. People are out there doing stuff, and aliens, human, alien, it's all there. It's not empty. All computers. I've got to go. Good night.